Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here, friends. I'm back in my new studio. I'm really happy. I have more space now and I don't have to use a green screen. So that's the positive. I had a great weekend. Spring has started, so I built a planter and painted it white to match the fences. So it was very good. Of course, being a cricket fan, I was watching IPL. Very, very happy weekend. And as a result, I did only one video, but we'll take care of everything today. Let's start off by looking at our dashboard first. We have the fear and greed index going towards greed. Most expected because we had a lot of gains in the market. I firmly believe this is a bear market rally because during the weekend, I was looking at other financial content creators trying to make sure that I do not miss out anything, that I'm not out of sync totally because I have forgotten some main points. But it seems that I'm more or less on track with what everybody else is also thinking. So I made a conclusion that this is definitely a bear market rally. Bear market rally can swing very high, but suddenly it can fall as well. I think we are at an inflection point. I'll explain that when we go into our TradingView platform with the graphs, and it will make perfect sense at that time. So we are into the neutral territory right now because many people who have not seen bear market rally are possibly very bullish and they're piling on into the market. And this time around, we have the XXX leverage fund and the XX leverage funds. So those are also finding a lot of uptake. So the market is totally juiced up. Whatever comes out after this is going to be spectacular. Either it is spectacularly good or spectacularly bad. Now, there are telltale signs that the tariffs are going to start taking effect. We have headlines that says, dumpster fire. Retailers urge shoppers to buy now before tariff rise prices. There is already, I have seen a few interviews of car dealerships where cars have been sold ahead of schedule because of the tariff. And people are making some compromises, like they might have wanted a white exterior and a burgundy interior. They have decided to compromise and say, okay, I'll go with a white exterior and a black interior, no problems. So those kind of compromises are also being made in order to get the car of their choice before the tariff strikes. So I think that this definitely is in line with what I have already seen in terms of interviews with real car dealers. Next, Trump orders 100% tariff on foreign-made movies to save dying Hollywood. This guy is so crazy. He draws the wrong conclusions about everything. Hollywood is not dying. In fact, Netflix and others are creating more business, and Hollywood is dominant worldwide. I don't know what the hell he's trying to do. But in return, Australia and New Zealand pledged to support film industry. So now what's going to happen is worldwide money is going to be spent by government on the wrong priorities. Entertainment industry didn't need any saving. Entertainment industry was doing very well. Its own competition, own equilibrium, everything was going on well. Now, money that is supposed to go for other more important things is going to be siphoned into the movie industry. This is the effect of Trump. I think there is a domino effect of whatever he does in the US. It's causing ripple effects worldwide, and that's not good. Friends, I have a separate channel that I run for HIV guys because they don't get any information from anywhere. It was an offshoot of ShareTreck. I had once done a deep dive into 2 pre-IPO companies which were making gene therapies for HIV, and had a whole lot of demand for more videos. So that spun off a separate channel. Those people are absolutely desperate right now because HIV medication and HIV subsidy and research, everything has been cut worldwide. And that is causing a whole lot of problems that's going to come for all of us, because if they don't get their medicines and if they don't keep HIV suppressed, then every time you go to a surgery or you go for dentistry or whatever, you got to keep it at the back of your mind, and the surgeon has got to take extra precaution because those virus levels can go up. So these kind of stupid reallocation of money is happening thanks to the stupid thing that Trump is doing. But enough of Trump. They will say I have Trump derangement syndrome. Let's move on. China risks a spiral into deeper deflation as it diverts US bond exports to domestic market. I'm still a bull with regard to China. Just like Japan bounced off after the World War and created itself into a new economy, there's a work ethic in China, and people are hardworking. And the Chinese government, the way it is structured, can put its head down and move in a particular direction, the way it can't be done with a democracy like, say, India, Australia, or New Zealand. So China has got a lot of staying power. Right now, they may face a bit of deflation, but who will not enjoy a little bit of deflation in terms of consumption, especially among the more impoverished sections of the society? So it could reduce a little bit of social strain between rural and urban China. But overall, I think these are all the ripple effects of tariff, and everything is getting moved around, including supply chains, and the containers are getting piled up. Empty containers are being piled up in California. They need to go back to China so that they can be filled up and sent back. So a whole lot of problems have already been created, and they're metastasizing. And by the time they start showing up, it'll be too late. Now, EU is proposing 500 million euro package to attract researchers. And my point was also that in Canada, our medical approval authorities should start taking over the mantle of FDA. And we have got good universities as well. And American professors are more or less willing to move over. So we should also have some of these kind of a thing and open up our immigration to get more students into universities. Earlier, the problem in Canada was that private colleges, spurious colleges were allowed to get visa for students, and those students came here and became cheap labor, and they were living in precarious conditions. And then we had a total backlash, and we have shut down everything, and the real estate market is in shambles, and the overall economy is hurtling towards recession along with the Trump tariff. Now, this is the best thing that the EU has done, in my opinion. I think Canada has also got to do a dose of this and get researchers into Canada, because all the best researchers from across the world went to the US because of excellent institutions and a lot of funding for research. And that was what kept US in the cutting edge. And with cutting off all these kind of fundings and battle with the universities, I think researchers are more or less happy to go to Europe or Canada or anywhere where they can get a lot of funding and they can continue their work. So kudos to EU. Bond traders swing to Powell's side as Trump calls for rate cuts. Again, I think Trump's rate cut call is a very stupid call, because Powell is keeping his powder dry as there is this tariff-related inflation that might come in, and he wants to be having the options, but they're all pushing him to cut rates. Now, I'll just make a segue into the economic calendar, and you will see that we are going to have the Fed rate decisions on Wednesday, and that's going to be a flashpoint where the Trump White House and the Fed Chairman Powell are going to potentially clash. And if Fed Powell throws in the towel and does a rate cut, I don't think the bond market is going to react positively. Bond market will continue pushing the yields up. Less people will buy the bonds because they would say that the Fed is compromised. So we are in a very difficult situation right now. So we'll have to watch for what happens on Wednesday. If nothing breaks until Wednesday, that is a potential event that could make seismic shift in the market. Trump backlash helps Australia's PM to historic re-election. I was just chatting about that with Hot Dog before we started the live stream. I think the Trump effect is felt across the globe. Even in Canada, our PM Mark Carney's opponent, Pierre Poilievre, he was leading by 20 points, and conservatives were more or less going to win in Canada. But then Trump happened, and Trump started the 51st state and the tariff issue. And immediately the sentiments swung the other side round. And in fact, Pierre Poilievre lost his seat. And another conservative who has won his seat is going to sacrifice that seat so that Pierre can try to get elected from there. And it'll be a it's kind of a showcase of how much people hate what Trump is doing, not just in Canada, but worldwide. So that's what happened in Australia. Now we have the US dollar index, which is at 99.63 at the time I took the snapshot maybe 20 minutes ago. And also our 2-year to 10-year spread is still stubbornly above 50. This is a precursor for recession, and it's flashing real red right now. So we can expect a recession anytime around. That's my sentiment at this point of time. And the other big event is Berkshire Hathaway shares fell as CEO Buffett passes the baton to Abel. It has not fallen because Buffett has passed the baton to Abel. It's fallen because earnings have dropped due to the tariff-related issue, and it seems Berkshire has got a huge exposure. And also, they lost money in the insurance market. So Berkshire Hathaway continues to be a blue chip. I'm going to accumulate, and I would take advantage of this price drop and accumulate more of these shares. They have an investment ethic that will work well, and they're diversified into Japan as well. So they are well positioned for the near future. And Berkshire Hathaway is still going to have Warren Buffett as the chairman. So it's not like the skill is going away or the influence is going away. Of course, Warren Buffett is pretty old. From that perspective, we can always keep that in mind. But, it's still a blue chip. That said, I'm looking at Dow futures. They're all looking red. And oil is also down 1.46%. And I think if oil and copper go down simultaneously, that kind of is a precursor to recession as well. Now, in this case, I have a headline which says that oil has gone down because OPEC leaders have agreed to boost production. I don't know why they are boosting production in this kind of environment, but I'd have to dig down deeper into it. That said, I think our most important catalyst today is going to be the Fed rate decision and the press conference. And today, ISM Services Index is also something that we have to look at. I think that there has been problems with travel and transport because of the way the immigration issue has been handled, and foreign travelers have been avoiding the US. So we'll see how that reflects in the services PMI. If the services PMI drops, then that could be another negative catalyst. Now, having said that, let's go on quickly into AI and the indices and everything. Let's go to the futures first, which is what we like to start with. Futures are down. We had broken above this critical resistance, and as always, we have to test it. If we retest this and bounce back, that means that resistance is strong and it is activated, that as a support, and going forward, we can expect a bull channel. However, if we fall below that, that means that we had flushed out a whole lot of crazy investors who are bullish, and we have taken that money and we are going on the way down. And then we start knocking out each of these supports and trying to get a bounce back. And wherever we don't get a bounce back, we keep going down. So that's the way it's going to be. So for today, the support is going to be at this stage 5,639.00, and the resistance, I think, would be somewhere around 5,833.50. So that's what I'm looking at. And also, if you recollect, in the previous sessions, we had drawn a price target for around 5,815. So that's going to be just below the resistance. So those two forces might be acting to pull it upwards, and the support is going to be at 5,643. Next, let's go on to NASDAQ. And also, NASDAQ and S&P 500 are showing that the MACD is moving towards the signal line, and momentum is also dropping. So let us see what happens this morning when the market opens. Our support continues to be 19,760 for NASDAQ, and the resistance today is going to be 20,596.75. Dollar index is continuing to consolidate around below $1, and I think we are likely to see more dollar weakness going forward as Trump continues to reduce the confidence on the US administration. And the clash with the Fed, which is set up for Wednesday, is going to take down the dollar index further down. That's my expectation. And that's going to cause a whole lot of pain to US because along with tariff and a weaker dollar, imports are going to be expensive. And that's going to fuel inflation. And that's exactly the reason why Fed Chairman Powell would dig in. And it's a kind of a messy situation. we'll see what happens when we come to it. And the 10-year yields are continue to stay elevated, and we have gone past this bear channel. I'm going to just remove this and keep the chart clean so that we can draw new patterns. So right now we have a pattern out here. I would say I would like to draw this diagonal line of resistance out here. We are drawing it for the first time, so I'm taking it from where I can have the maximum number of candles intersecting it. And I would say that this is probably the channel that we are on. And today, I think we are below this diagonal line of resistance. And if we break out above that, then we'll go bullish. If we continue to go below this, then we are forming a wedge pattern out here. Let me just pull this along. All the way down here, and this wedge pattern has to break out on the upside because it's on a bull channel. This is a bull flag, and we have this flagpole handle, and as you know, the handle length is where we'll have the target when we break out. So if we break out of here today, then I'll put the length of this flagpole out here, and that would take us somewhere close to 4.75, or at least towards 4.80, which is where we were before we came down. So that's the trajectory in which I'm seeing 10-year yields, and that could happen if the world loses faith on the Fed and the US administration. So that's where we are, my friends. Now let's go on and have a look at the indicators itself, where we left them last. Last time we saw S&P 500, we have broken out of a very important diagonal line of resistance and converted that into a support. So today we are above that support, and we are going to continue getting support today at around 5,670. And our resistance is going to be at around 5,765.57. MACD is bullish. Momentum is also above average. Plenty of room on the RSI. So today we could test this resistance and then fall back. And if we don't fall back, then I think the deck is clear for a bullish run. But I'm thinking that given all the mess that we have, we are most likely to hit that resistance and then fall back down again. Next, let's look at the NASDAQ. Same story out here. MACD momentum both bullish, and we have support at 19,854.51 and the resistance at 20,343.02. Of course, this is a minor line of resistance, so there's a chance that we can break through above that as well. But we'll see what happens when the market opens. QQQ is down 0.99% in pre-market sessions. It's already below this minor line of support, which for today is going to be at 485.02. We are at 484.06. And we have another resistance, which is going to be at 492.42. And in terms of support, we have a minor line of support for today, and that's going to be 468.65. MACD momentum, both are looking bullish. So I would expect that we're going to hit the resistance and then come down. If you look at VIX, the VIX has galloped upwards, so there is a trend reversal pattern out here, and we are up 8.03% in pre-market session. And if we continue going up, we find some resistance out here, but I would say a minor line of resistance could be found at 27.86. So 27.86 is going to be a critical level that we have to break through. In fact, let me draw the minor line of resistance. I would take it from here and pull it out. And it's not going to be a straight horizontal line. It's slightly upward. So I would say for today, the minor line of resistance is 28.37. I'm going to color it orange, which is our convention. And then look at put call ratio. It is still bullish. And if you look at gold, gold has started picking up. I was waiting for gold to come down and hit this support out here, but the overall environment seems to be boosting the prospects for gold. So I might pick up a little bit of ZGLD today and probably put a little bit of money out there to catch the ride on the way up. And right now, if gold were to break out above 3,428, I think it's going to go for a little bit of a hike. In the long term, gold is continuing to be bullish, and there could be a little bit of fluctuations on the way up, but the general trend is bullish, and that's been the status for gold for a very long period of time. It goes up in spurts and then moves horizontally, builds up a base, and then moves up again. And in the meantime, fiat currencies keep on printing more to bail themselves out of economic troubles, and thereby reducing the purchasing power of those fiat currencies. And when you express the value of gold in fiat currency, you need more fiat currencies to buy the same gold. So that's how I'm looking at it. And now let's go on to look at AI. NVDA is dropping in the pre-market trades. It's down 1.40%. It had cleared very good resistance at 113.91, but unfortunately pre-market it's already down. So that's going to be the resistance for today. And the support for today is going to be 109.50. If the market conditions miraculously turn good, then we can have another resistance at 120.22. I don't think that's going to happen. We are going to march our way down towards 109.38. Meta is down 1.09%. In pre-market trades, our support continues to be 581.27 and our resistance continues to be 630.40. We have Google, which is down 1.16% in pre-market trade. We had a resistance at 164.57, which has now become a support. And then our new resistance for today is a variable line of resistance, and that's dynamic resistance at 159.12 is continuing to become a support. So the support for today is 159.12. Amazon is down 1.62%. And it continues to have a resistance at 191.92, continues to have support at 184.10. Next, we have Apple. Apple is down 1.14%. Resistance continues to be at 207.39, and support continues to be at 199.13. And for Amazon, we see additional weakness in the MACD, and momentum has dropped below average. So Amazon is not looking that great either. Microsoft is down 0.82%. And the MACD is very bullish. Momentum is above average. RSI is overshot. It's overbought. In the past, it has done that also before. So I'm expecting Microsoft also to either consolidate or drop down. At pre-market session, it's down 0.80%, and it's at 431.80. So our support for today is going to be 419. Our resistance is going to be 447.96. Next, let's look at Tesla, which is down 0.87% in pre-market trade. Support is 269.16. Resistance continues to be 299.23. And then we go on to Oracle. Oracle is down 1.12%, and it has a support which is going to be at around 142.80. I would notice this gap out here, gap up. That gap up has to be filled. That could be pulling the price down. We still have resistance, which is at 157.20. MACD, momentum, both are bullish. So today, at the very least, I'd expect a gap fill at least until the support. Next, we are going on to AMD. AMD is down 0.67%. Support is at 96.33. Resistance at 103.05. SMCI is down 1.87%. Support today is going to be 30.86. Resistance today is going to be 34.56. Then we go on to Broadcom, which is down 1.34%. Our support is continuing to be 198.02. And the resistance, the minor line of resistance is at 236.16. Next, we look at Palantir. Palantir is down 0.16%. It's at an all-time high, which is going to be acting as a support, and that's going to be 124.69. But I'm expecting a little bit of boost today before we fall, because we have a target of 125.66, and that's the double bottom target. If we touch that, I would be very happy. Even otherwise, we have made sufficient progress. And if we come down, as I said, our support is going to be 101.61. Next, I'm looking at SMH. SMH is down 0.90%, and we have support at around 201.46, resistance at 219.67. That said, let's look at Tempus AI, which is down 1.59%. We are going to have a resistance today at 56.55. Pre-market, we are at 56.15. So our next resistance is going to be at 59.60. And our support is going to be at around 47.50. So that's the lay of the land today, my friends. And I'm thinking that this is absolutely bear market rally, and it could fall anytime now. And with that, my friends, I'd like to bring this video session to an end. If you have any tickers that you want me to talk about, or if you have any ideas for me, please put that in the comment section, and I would be looking forward to receive them. If not, I'd like to end this session, go for my breakfast. Yeah, cricket is on. So around 10 o'clock Toronto time, we'll have the next IPL match. I'm going to be watching that. And I'm going to take as much profit as I can on all my profitable positions and more on cash. And I'm going to be sitting on the sideline. So guys, thanks and have a great day. Thanks, Hotdog, for joining me. And thanks for the 3 others who have joined. I'll continue making this live streams, hoping to get better at live stream. I'll also make canned videos for you guys. So stay tuned to the channel, and thanks for supporting me. Bye for now.